Let me get this. Hi, you're on K-Love.
I would like to thank Jody Dean for his involvement with Variety Children's Organization.
Yeah.
He mentioned something several months ago on the radio about it.
Yeah, this is Jody. I remember.
Well, as a direct result of that, the little boy in my room that was basically a quadriplegic, he got a new wheelchair 2 weeks ago.
Are you a teacher?
Yes, I'm his teacher this year.
I see. I missed this story. Did they hear about Variety here?
Yes, you mentioned it. Some program you emceed for them.
Yeah.
Well, the next morning you were talking about it on the radio, and his teacher from last year heard about it. And she came to school that morning and she said, I know you will take this and run with it. So I went back on your website and found what you had said about it. And so I contacted Variety. The parents filled out all the paperwork and everything that was necessary.
Wow.
So anyway, 2 weeks ago, they took Garrett out of school. They thought was for a fundraiser for Variety.
And it was to give him this new wheelchair.
It was to give him his wheelchair. It was a total surprise to the family when they came rolling that wheelchair out. And they brought him back to school that afternoon. And he had to go show everyone his new wheelchair.
I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you.
Well, you're most welcome, because for the last 3 years, all he has had is one of those little hover-round type vehicles.
Right.
And so this is really nice, and I just wanted to thank you for all of your help and for you mentioning that on the radio.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, you have a nice day.
You too. This is news to me. Do you remember when we talked about Variety?
I do. Yeah, well, it took a little bit of brain refresh, but it was in October.
This is not the magazine Variety.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
This is Variety Texas, which is really, it's an interesting organization because essentially what they do is work with the middle class, those who either make too much money to get assistance or not enough money to qualify. I can't remember how that, they fall through the hole.
Okay. Right.
They fall through that crack.
Right.
They make too much money to qualify for this and not enough money to qualify for that.
That's it. That's what they do.
To buy it themselves. Mm-hmm. And so that's where Variety steps in. And I was privileged to attend an event at the Four Seasons in Las Colinas. And there was a young man there. I think he was about 7 or 8 years old. And they brought out the coolest wheel, just an amazing device. The child could ride in the chair, and it had a steering bar behind it, so the parent could push this thing and steer it simultaneously. And I'm talking about lightweight composite metals and things like that. So, I mean, it's ultra light. It's not one of those things you have to load up on the back of a car and all. I mean, it's just an amazing increase in mobility for the parents and this child. And it was an amazing, and I said, watch this. And I'm like, wow, this is great. So we came back and talked about it. And evidently, now this is Heather Hayes on Fox 4, I think.
Yeah.
Heather, I haven't even heard this. So this is all news to me.
A boy who lost both legs and one of his arms when he was just a baby received a huge surprise today. A new wheelchair that will change the quality of his life. Fox 4's Laurie Berriger has the story.
Garrett Shackelford came to the Rave movie theater in Fort Worth to inspire employees to raise money for kids like him.
Now, I must tell you that a lot of theater chains are involved in helping this organization.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that explains Rave Theater's participation.
But when he and his mom, Tanya Fisher, saw this, they were stunned.
And there's the wheelchair.
Oh my gosh, it's such a surprise. I'm overwhelmed, actually.
9-year-old Garrett had to have his legs and right arm amputated when he was just an infant after he came down with a severe strain of meningitis.
Now, you have to see the pictures, but there is nothing left below his belt.
Right.
Essentially, they've amputated everything from his belt down.
All right.
And he's sitting in this motorized wheelchair that is as fast as a Ferrari. I'm zipping around, and he's sitting up there in this thing, and he can control it with a joystick with his one good hand. And he's having a blast.
Garrett's red wheelchair was purchased used and wasn't right for him, but insurance wouldn't cover the one he needed. After a call from Garrett's teacher, Variety Children's Charity stepped in to help.
Who we're helping is truly middle America.
They make too much for federal assistance. They make too much for a lot of other organizations, but they don't make enough to truly make the quality of life possible for the children that they want to support.
During the next 6 weeks, employees at Rave will sell these pins for $2 each, the money going to Variety. Last year, the movie chain raised $130,000 nationwide.
We do it because we want to be part of the community, and after watching things today, I mean, it was so gratifying to see the hard work that our staff and our managers across the country do to raise these funds.
It has different modes on it.
Garrett's primary focus, how the chair performs.
Go faster, beat people in the races we have in the gym.
You heard Garrett talk about running with kids in school, something he can't do. With the chair, he can do that now. He can be right there with all those other kids and really be a kid.
Garrett's ready to get back to school to show his friends.
I will love it.
His mom is grateful for others' generosity.
I just want to say thank you with all my heart. It just means so much.
I had not heard this story until this morning. I didn't know a thing about it. And when you look at the video, they've got it on YouTube. It thanks the K-Love Morning Show at the end of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
It's an incredible story, and the teacher heard us. She connected the dots.
Those people at Variety are something special. I mean,
yes,
those people at Variety are something, and they're sneaky too.
and it ran, and I'm surprised. Normally, we hear about that sort of stuff. Somebody calls us the next morning, and I'm amazed.
Well, you know why nobody heard from Garrett? It's because nobody could catch him. He's
right,
like,
exactly.
Wow! I mean, he's having more fun in that video in that chair, and it's changed his life. And frankly, just a little bit.